Tail the tape for this one brought to you by the Road to Dubai, Rhys McKee and Alex Lohoré. McKee is 30, Lohoré 36. McKee listed as 1 inch taller and has a 2-inch reach advantage in his catch weight bout.
Joe, we know the rules. Fight hard, keep it clean. You want to touch gloves, do it now. Good luck to you both.
Brian Miner overseeing the action. 3 5-minute rounds possible. Calf kick from Lohoré to open things.
Yeah, good calf kick straight away, and another one. Interesting now, Rhys McKee's kind of spinning around with it. I wonder if that disperses some of the power. Returns the calf kick, Lahore's measured. Nice drift out of the way. Rhys McKee's got such a long jab. He's very good at snapping it out there down the center line. You can see already Lahore's twitching with that backhand. He's trying to meet it, trying to catch it. Can't be too presumptuous, otherwise McKee will set him up. You already see swelling on the calf, on the shin bone of Rhys McKee.
Yeah, nice little contusion from 3 kicks so far by the Frenchman Lohoré. Another return calf kick. Very fashionable weapon for good reason right now in the sport of mixed martial arts. McKee blocked the long hook. Ate another calf kick.
Yeah, you can see McKee's already got Lahore's twitching with that jab. The thing that's worth watching out for, though, is the check hook of Rhys McKee. Because he's got such long arms, he's able to creep it around the side of the backhand and crack people on the temple or on the chin with it. Again, he's invested in the lead leg. Both of these guys, they're gonna have a pair of legs between them at the end of this round. Touch the
right
body.
hand to the body. McKee giving Lohoré a lot of things to think about.
You can see why Lohoré wanted to damage the leg, because McKee really leans on that leg when he's throwing that jab. The jab's long because he plants that front foot so hard into the canvas.
Big swing and a miss there for Lohoré. Almost 40 fights deep into his professional career, making his PFL debut as well.
It's good pressure from Lohoré. Nice footwork there by McKee, though. Works himself off the fence with punches. Lohoré giving him the space and the respect. Nice.
There's that check hook. Tried to meet a dropping Lohoré with it.
Steps through, but Lahore's footwork keeps him out of danger. There's a real tension in this room. Little back fist there by Lohoré.
He missed with the right hand and just decided to bring an offensive attack to put it back in position. McKee with, I think, a speed advantage here, but that's as long as he can keep this left leg out of more trouble, because there's already, like you mentioned, Dan, some nasty swelling right on the front of the shin bone.
Tried for the uppercut, almost gets a wrap on the guillotine, but Lohoré gets the takedown. Now McKee's looking to build up. He's got his elbow inside. He's guarding that near side hook that Lahore's looking for. McKee's going to get back on his feet in a moment, but he's got to do it smart. He's got to try and turn into his opponent so he doesn't get recycled in a mat return.
Coming up on 90 seconds left in round number 1. McKee not letting Lohoré really settle into anything because of those left hands, and now he's back to his feet.
Couple of good knees to the thigh from Lohoré. McKee's on that grip, trying to break the hands apart. It's like he might be considering a Kimura trap potentially to create some space. He's driving those hands down, but Lahore's grip seems to be too strong for him at the moment. Lohoré staying on this body lock, but McKee's now looking for some strikes of his own from this back position.
Lohoré once again gathering that right leg. McKee not capitulating. Half Nelson here for Alex Lohoré, trying to control Rhys McKee. He'll just use that fence as a cheese grater.
Back on the grip here. It's almost like the strikes from Rhys McKee created enough space for him to get back to his feet. Looking for a switch. Tries for that short spinning elbow, short back elbow again. He keeps jamming that into the forehead of Lohoré.
Big knee after spinning the face. Elbow just misses. Round 2 next. Some local interest there. Rhys McKee in the green trunks, Alex Lohoré in the blue. Lohoré right back to the calf kick, his most successful weapon from the first round. McKee now putting some urgency on these combinations.
Yeah, he's definitely got a zip in this second round. He's picked his pace up just a tiny bit. He doesn't want to find himself clinched, and maybe he felt like he burnt a part of that first round, being controlled up against the fence. Nice work. Inside low kick to right hand. Clever combination there by McKee. Goes back to the calf, but looks like it was checked by Lohoré.
It's a clash of shins.
That jab's finding its mark really well for Rhys McKee. Look at the swelling on the leg of Rhys McKee.
Seems to be ignoring it. That lead leg moving pretty well. Lohoré's only thrown one so far in round 2 that I could count. And McKee starting to land with more proficiency here.
Yeah, we're seeing some good creativity with the jab. He actually coupled that last one with a stance switch. You saw him almost Superman a jab there. Just out of range as well. Lovely head movement, and he goes back to the leg. Lohoré's starting to look a little bit out of sorts now. And again on the inside.
McKee's got the distance in the reads and the timing now. Can he put something together offensively? Can Lohoré maybe try to take that lead leg away?
Yeah, he has a really good measure on the reach of Lohoré. That's why a lot of these punches are falling just short for Alex Lohoré. Goes back to the calf. One thing that McKee did
there from Lohoré.
One thing that McKee did recognize and acknowledge earlier in this week was the toughness of Lohoré. He didn't expect this to be an easy fight. He did think he would have the technical advantages, but he also knew that Lohoré would take a lot of punishment before he could get him out of there.
And McKee, as we mentioned in his wins, he's been so dependent on getting those big finishes. Every time he has won, it's been inside the distance, but he's not shy about taking this the distance if it has to go.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to find his range with these counter shots now, and he's feinting to get Lohoré to go first and then hitting him on the counter. Slips out of the way of that right hand. Lohoré could do with going back to the calf. He was having such good success with it. Oh, a level change there. McKee wraps the chin. He gets taken down but pops back to his feet, but Lohoré is on that body lock again. McKee needs to try and find a solution to this grip.
Good recognition by Lohoré, seeing that McKee was starting to pull away in the striking. Change where this fight happens.
Worth mentioning, McKee got a courtesy warning from the referee at the start of the second round to make sure he doesn't grab the fence. There is a habit, of course, to reach out and grab something to stabilize yourself, but you kind of got to train that out of yourself in the gym when you're sparring in the cage. That's a good move by McKee. Lohoré's still in on this takedown, but that underhook, that overhook that McKee had was bringing him back into the grapple.
Trying to switch positions here on the cage. McKee successful in doing so for now. This over under neutral grip becomes just a matter of strength in some cases.
Yeah, they look fairly evenly matched as far as strength goes, especially in these positions. Maybe Lohoré with a slight advantage in the offensive wrestling. But McKee's defensive wrestling is looking strong at the moment, but hands together by Lohoré. Nice work, good takedown. Can McKee scramble? He's trying, but his leg's elevated. 30 seconds left in the middle round.
Nice awareness by Lohoré to take those legs away, but McKee relentless in his pursuit of the stand-up here.
Nice
Reverses position, got the single hand clinch and turned off. Final few seconds of round 2. And Lohoré is just going to jog this one out.
Yeah, he's looking a bit tired now. A lot of energy expended.
Round 3.
Third and final round in our co-main event.
So the McKee corner, we're telling him that you've got to break faster, you've got to get out of those clinches quicker, be more urgent, but they also acknowledge that Alex Lohoré looked very tired at the end of that second round as he was jogging away the clock. There's some confidence in the McKee corner, but they definitely want him to pick up his pace.
Oh, right hand! Landed behind the ear on Lohoré, dropped him to the canvas, and now McKee trying to capitalize.
He's hurt, but he's aware. Straight away, he was scrambling for control. Lohoré's clamped onto him now. McKee needs to try and make space. I'd even be thinking about getting back to my feet if I was Rhys McKee at this point. Create some space and call Alex Lohoré back up.
Neither man has ever been submitted in roughly 60 pro fights.
McKee trying to find some space here. He's got to be aware of those legs creeping up by Lohoré, who's now trying to scoot his hips back and make some space, which shows you how well Rhys McKee is bearing over his opponent. It's going to be a big elbow coming in a moment. Feel McKee's posturing for it.
So far, nice work by Lohoré to just clamp down. He hasn't eaten a real shot since finding himself in this guard position. There's a decent hammer fist.
And the more of this time ticks away, the more pressure is on Lohoré to make something happen, to take more chances. Lohoré's doing a good job of controlling that left wrist of Rhys McKee. You can see it kind of stuck down by his waist, but he gets it free and lands a punch with it there.
McKee trying to slide the knee through to get into half guard or side control at the very least.
Yeah, he's going to try and clear that right foot off his hip. He could probably step over that if he could clear it. There he goes. He's got to be tight on that overhook though. Now he's looking for a
Darce choke.
Yeah, look at this. That looks tight, but Lohoré needs to be on his side really to finish this.
McKee doesn't have the right grip with his left arm there. Used it to just control. Halfway through round number 3.
Trying to pull that wrist across, but Lohoré goes to work a takedown. Look at that drive by Lohoré, who drives right into his corner. You can see Brad Pickett, Mike Ekendeo through the fence, screaming at his opponent. McKee tries to run up the fence and he takes the back.
He uses it to take the back.
Slick.
Nice work by Rhys McKee.
Oh, this looks dangerous for Lohoré. Look at McKee pulling his leg into position. There's a reverse triangle here. Look at this. Lohoré needs to keep a hold of that right foot of Rhys McKee, because as soon as he lets go of it, McKee could pull him into a triangle, and he takes the back again. Clever work.
Can he flatten out Lohoré here?
This is bad news for Lohoré. He's building up well. McKee needs to keep his hips back, but Lohoré is experienced. He knows all of the tricks.
Grabs onto that right ankle of Rhys McKee, gets a stretch on the leg and pulls Rhys McKee over. He'll go right out the back door. Lohoré now on top. The corner of Lohoré saying to stay heavy. Right in front of the corner is where Alex Lohoré is doing this work.
I think you might need a finish here, though. He's going to have to work fast if he's going to get a sub in these next 50 seconds. especially against Rhys McKee.
He'd be the first one to ever do it as a professional.
40 seconds. 40 seconds, Alex.
McKee really trying to control that wrist, trying to make some space so he can get himself off the fence. I'm sure he would love a flurry in these last 30 seconds, and he might get it. He reverses position. Does he stay clinched, or does he break to strike? There's an elbow.
Elbow, he ate a right hand. Clapper coming soon. Big
Beautiful.
duck under there for McKee.
Good head movement there. 10 seconds to go. Lohoré swings.
McKee's just backing away and then jumps back in with the left hand. And that'll finish our co-main event. Rhys McKee climbs the cage tentatively. I think the fatigue caught up with him about 3/4 of the way up that barrier. An official decision coming here in Belfast. And our main event is next.
Great scrap here from these catchweight fighters in the co-main event. Rhys McKee, Alex Lohoré making their PFL debuts together. McKee, of course, in Belfast, trying to hold it down for the hometown crowd. Lands a big knockdown in that third round. Right hand over the top, cracks Lohoré on the side of the head, takes away his legs. McKee comes rushing into the guard, but it was a hard-fought battle the whole way through. Great stinging jab, but the wrestling of Lohoré was on display all night. McKee had to show some really good defensive wrestling and some creativity as he climbs the fence with his feet and takes the back. A great performance. I'm sure he's going to be happy with that. I'm going to head in and have a chat with whoever wins.
McKee believes he has done enough, celebrating with the hometown crowd. He's from nearby Ballymena. There's your post-fight stats. Lohoré did have the advantage with the kicks and the takedowns. Everything else belongs to Rhys McKee.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds in your co-main event, we turn to the judges' scorecards, where all 3 judges scored the fight 30-27 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Rhys McKee!
Skeletor back in the win column. Rhys McKee successful in his PFL debut here in Belfast.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.